Very good evening. Welcome to the session. I'm Ramesh Singh, joining you from Delhi. Hope all of you are fine. The people who are taking PT this year, just few days are left. So hope you are in full gear in your preparation for the upcoming PT, and I wish you all that you perform well in this PT and especially in my segment, that is Indian economy. So don't feel shy to ask your doubts. I am there to reply your doubts. Welcome Rahul for joining the session. I hope you are enjoying multiple choice question sessions which I have been taking for the last 3 weeks. This is the fourth session and again I am in front of you with some of the choicest selections from survey, budget and current economy, hoping that these areas will be important for this year's PT exam. If not for this year, UPSC PT, this should be useful for state civil services also. Welcome Tanmay. So here I begin the session of today. Like past, I will give you few seconds to answer the question and then I will head on to the answer and explanations. Your kind attention is required because at times the questions which are set by me, they might be having some issue. So when you scrutinize, when you try to answer the questions, those errors are rectified and I come to rescue and resolve the issue. So let's begin the session. This is your question number one. This is related to RBI's one of the functions. Just read the statements carefully. What should be its correct answer? Just think and reply. It is latest. It is based on the changes which were done by RBI April 2022 and the changes have been reported in the latest economic survey 2022-2023. So either you try or I give you the correct answer. Rahul and Tanmay, only two are presently linked live. Though the sessions are watched by over 700 students, live watchers are normally less. I think you are taking too much time. I need to give its answer to cut short the time. Its correct answer is basically C. Do you know why? Only 1 and 3 are correct. In April, in April 2022, RBI made a change. Liquidity adjustment facility has got two limits. The upper is repo and the lower is reverse repo, which is known as the floor of the corridor, LAF corridor. This is floor. This floor has been replaced by RBI with a standing deposit facility rate, and reverse repo was converted into fixed reverse repo back to back. The second statement is saying that reverse repo remains the alternative floor for the LAF. This is a wrong statement. This statement was given to confuse you. Those who have not revised the recent changes affected by RBI carefully, they will go with a statement 2 also as correct, and for them answer will become D. So very close choices have been given. To the extent SDF is concerned, that is a standing deposit facility, presently RBI is operating it for only short term, but RBI has power and authority to operate it for long tenure also. Did you understand? This is not presently not operative, but any time RBI can operate it. It means that this is a wholesome question on liquidity adjustment facility corridor. Be careful. This question is based on latest economic events as well as Economic Survey 2022-23. Be careful. I have described these changes in my book also, in banking chapter, probably chapter 12. Good, Rahul? So such questions you should revise. I don't mean question. You should revise the area. This question is based on liquidity adjustment facility corridor and linked to one of the many functions of RBI under which RBI announces monetary policy for the economy. Thank you. Let us move on to question number 2. See the question. Monetary policy transmission has remained a major cause of concern for the RBI in recent times. We have to select the correct statement related to it for the financial year 22-23. An improvement has been seen after banks shifted to external benchmark-based lending rate. Lending rates of banks have moved in consonance with policy rate, particularly policy repo rate. Deposit rates of banks remained sticky and did not move in consonance with the policy rate. Pick the correct answer. I hope you understand what monetary policy transmission is. I am covering this topic for the last 3 to 4 years, since when it came in news. Let's say Reserve Bank of India. Pick the correct answer. I think you are not in mood to pick the correct answer. Rahul says A. Good. Tanmay, what is the answer for you? Rahul is all correct. Actually, deposit rates have also moved in consonance with policy rates. It means कि banks deposits and lending, both of the rates have moved in consonance with policy repo rate. Because statement 1, if you read it carefully, so a sweeping general statement has been passed. An improvement has been seen after banks shifted to external benchmark based lending rate, that is known as EBLR. Okay, so when A statement is saying that improvement has taken place. The improvement must have taken place in case of deposit rates as well as lending rates. This question is based on Economic Survey 22-23. So Rahul is all correct. Very good, Rahul. Well done. Moving on to question number 3. Select the correct statement related to quantitative easing by central banks and its consequences using the code given below. Large purchase of government securities is its fundamental characteristic. As money gets scarcer, interest rate drive upward. Bond prices fall consequent to it. Typical style, the way UPSC asks you a question. Yes, Ramya, you are correct. For question number 2, correct answer is A. Good. Now the turn is for question number 3. Try your hand. You might have heard about quantitative easing and quantitative tapering. Hope I am well audible and visible to all of you. Rahul says C, Ramya says B. Are you sure? Its correct answer is A. None of you gave A. Okay? See what happens. Quantitative easing was in news. Actually, presently, what is in news? The quantitative tapering, in which central banks are purchasing huge quantity of government bonds. They are selling. Under quantitative tapering, government bonds are sold, and in quantitative easing, government bonds are purchased. So when government bonds are purchased, more money flows from central bank to economy. Clear? So due to that, interest rates fall down. The bond prices go up in place of falling because interest rate falls. Interest rate falls down. Clear? Did you understand, Ramya and Rahul? Because more money enters the system. So when money is easily available, what will happen as a consequence? Interest rate will go down. So this is wrong. And when interest rate go down, the bond prices basically rise. So these two statements are wrong. So its correct answer is A. Welcome Raghunath and Ramya to the session. Let's move on to question number 4. Millets have been in news recently as nutri cereals. Select correct statement related to the cereal group in case of India. Productivity of the cereals is lower than the global average. To enhance productivity, development of high-yielding variety of its seeds is being promoted under Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana (RAFTAR). Try your hand. Question number 4. What do you think should be the correct answer? Ramya says C. Rahul says C. Rahul Reddy and Ramya Narva both go with C. What about you, Raghunath? Are you able to crack the question? Raghunath says B. Unfortunately, all of you are wrong. Its answer is D. You know that year 2023 has been declared as International Year of Millets. Clear? By UNO. And India is largest producer of millets in the world. India produces around 20% of global production and 80% of Asia's production. And surprisingly, this is one cereal group in which our productivity is higher than global average. Global average of productivity is presently 1229 kg per hectare, and our productivity, India's productivity is presently 1239 kg per hectare. It is higher than global average. So this statement is wrong. Second thing, कि राष्ट्रीय कृषि विकास योजना रफ्तार is a scheme which is connected to millets, but it doesn't aim to promote the development of high yielding variety seeds of the millets. Rather, it aims to promote startups which can basically work on its value chain. It means कि they are dedicated to, these startups are dedicated to use millets to produce a variety of edible items. Clear? Like biscuits, noodles, okay, base food, dosa, etc. So RKVY Raftar is related to millets, but rather than promoting the development of new seeds, it aims to promote startups which can work on value chain of millets. As per Government of India latest report economic survey, there are around 250 such startups busy strengthening the value chain of millets, and their labor you will see in coming months and years when a variety of food items will be available on the shelves of shops made up of nutri-cereals, that is millets. Already you have got digestive brand of biscuits being manufactured by many companies. So that is one value chain. Biscuits, cakes, variety of uses are there. Okay. So this question really did beat you. So be careful about such questions because India is emphasizing millets in a big way. Full form for Aftar is remunerative approaches for agriculture and allied sector rejuvenation. This is full form of Raftar. It is one of the components of Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. Thank you. Moving on to question number 5. Select the correct statement related to the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund by using the code given below. Pick the correct choice. The centrally sponsored scheme deals with post-harvest management. Interest subsidy along with debt guarantee are its chief characteristic. It will be operational for over 1 decade. What should be its answer? Just try. What should be its answer? Tell me. Anybody can try? Rahul, Ramya, as well as Mr. Mandal. Hope I am audible and visible to all of you, because here at my end I can see some disruption. Raghunath is saying C, Ramya A, and Rahul B. Fortunately, Rahul is correct. Its answer is B. It means कि A is wrong. Rather than being a centrally sponsored scheme, it is a central sector scheme. Central sector scheme. These are the schemes which are launched by Government of India, 100% finance on items which are mentioned in the union list. Clear? Or concurrent list, any one of them. Clear? So interest subvention is given of 3% together with credit guarantee. It will be operational in India till 2031-32. It was launched in 2020. Clear? It is very lucrative program, and experts believe it can do miraculous change in India's agricultural landscape. It is a fund. It means कि fund is provided. Clear? Moving on to next question. Ha Ramya, you need to revise these things because this has been in news recently. Okay. For this year, the total fund Government of India has made available of rupees 1 lakh crore for 2023-24. Clear? So this question is based on latest volume of economic survey as well as the new budget. Moving on to question number 6. Again, a highly current question. Consider the following statements. I think I committed a mistake and select the correct one once by using the code given below. I made this question complete. As per World Happiness Report 23, benevolence to others increased by about 25% during 2023. This is pandemic period. I will tell you, Ramya, at the end of the session. Meanwhile, Raghunath, it is not for 1 decade only. It is more than 1 decade. That is why I wrote over 1 decade. So Ramya, I will tell you what you should focus. Human Development Report 21-22 has reported a decline in human development for the first time since its publication began. As per latest World Happiness Report, negative emotions in the world have been twice as prevalent as positive emotions during the whole period of 2023. Pick the answer. I think you are confused about the facts because this question is based on fact. But factual questions at times may be quite tough. This question is based on two international reports, both published by UN agencies, Happiness Report and Human Development Report. Is it D, sir? Ramya is saying D. Rahul is saying C. And only third is correct. The question was set in such a way it was enough to confuse you, but Raghunath is correct. Its correct answer is B. Okay? Its correct answer is B. It means कि statement 1 and 2 are correct, but statement 3rd is wrong. If you put positive here and put negative here, then this statement will become correct. It is very surprising that during the pandemic period 2020-2023, the people were surveyed about their negative and their positive emotions. Surprisingly, positive emotions were double than the negative emotions. Normally, we think that due to fear of uncertainty related to life and fear of death, negative emotions should be on higher side and positive should be on lower side. That is not the case. Surprising fact. Negative emotions were twice lower than positive emotions. What are negative and positive emotions? The happiness report under this surveyor asked the individual कि today and yesterday did you had laugh, a smile, laughter, feeling of enjoyment? If they say yes, it means कि positive emotions were there. If surveyed people reply कि no, they were sad, worried, and uncertain, the negative emotions are dominant. So throughout these 3 years, this is a period of pandemic, people did so higher positive emotions and lower negative emotions. These are the surprising information which such global reports give you. Okay? Yes, it's really surprising. Yes, this is really surprising. I particularly read the fine lines mentioned in happiness report every year. Thank you. Very good, Raghunath. Going for the next question, question number 7. This question is related to government budgeting. Receipts of governments are different from their incomes in the sense that the former consists liabilities too. Monetized deficit is the part of fiscal deficit which is financed by Reserve Bank of India. Government subsidies have been defined as freebies in the language of budgeting. What should be its correct answer? रघुनाथ रीड समथिंग, श्रीलंका एंड पाकिस्तान के लोग कैसे इंडिया से हैप्पी कि उन लोगों के पहले नंबर दिया गया है। रघुनाथ ऐसा है कि 6 पैरामीटर्स है हैप्पीनेस रिपोर्ट में, तो ओवरऑल जो स्थिति है उनकी हमसे बेहतर है, दैट इज व्हाई दे हैव बीन रैंक्ड हायर देन इंडिया। Rahul says its answer will be B, and he is all correct. Rahul is all correct. Monetized deficit, part of fiscal deficit, but probably I am wrong. Okay, let me give you some idea. Okay, the real story is receipts of governments are different from their income in the sense that former conceived liabilities too. This is correct. Second is monetized deficit is the part of fiscal deficit which is financed by Reserve Bank of India. This is wrong. Government subsidies have been defined as freebies in language of busting. No, this is also wrong. Freebies is a term which has not been even defined by economics. In layman language, we call subsidies or subsidized supply of anything as freebies, which was recently in news. So statement 2 and 3 both are wrong. Only one is correct. So answer will be A. Clear? I have marked in my diary B as answer. But now I come to mind. Its answer will be A. Why do you know? You have given definition of monetized deficit, but you might not be knowing that monetized deficit in India was abolished in 2007. So theoretically, no monetized deficit occurs in India now. Clear? It used to occur before 2007. Because what is monetized deficit? Under this, RBI is bound to subscribe to the government securities. And there are two kinds of securities. One are short term and another are long term. The short term security RBI stopped purchasing after 1997 and long term after 2007 as per the decision taken under FRBM Act. Clear? So I hope it's clear. Coming to question number 8. Be careful, a lengthy question and a very tricky question. Consider the following statements. Other things remaining unchanged if the rate of headline inflation rises. Demand for loans will rise, bond prices will decrease, servicing cost of government liabilities will rise, banks will earn profit out of their SLR. Think out about the correct answer. Yes, Rahul, under FRBM. What should be correct answer here? I am waiting patiently, don't worry, for your answer. Ramya says A. Rahul, what about you? Ramya has gone with A. Raghunath says D. Rahul says C. Three answers, all different. The story is that its correct answer is A. Ramya is correct. Rahul thinks 1 and 3 should be correct answer. Just see what happens when headline inflation rises. It means the CPIC has gone up. So demand for loans will rise. This is correct. Do you know why? Because cost of borrowing goes down. Bond prices will decrease. Bond prices will decrease. Headline inflation rises, so interest will rise. So bond prices will naturally decrease. 1 and 2 are correct. Servicing cost of government liabilities will rise. No, it will fall because borrowing cost goes down. Banks will earn profit out of their SLR. No, under SLR, banks invest in government securities. Their prices will fall. The banks will lose money out of that. Did you understand? This is how they will frame question. Okay? What happens with Rahul? He is thinking when headline inflation will go up, the banks will revise interest rate upward. Even then, demand for loan cannot rise. You know that the nominal rate of interest minus inflation is equal to real rate of interest. This falls down when inflation goes up. So its correct answer is A. Clear? Hope it's okay. No doubt there. Move on to next question, question number 9. Today I have picked 10 questions which we should be able to clear in 45 to 50 minutes. Select the correct outcomes of increased inflow of foreign funds. Forex reserves may go up, rupee may appreciate, sterilized intervention from RBI will be the rational policy action. Think about the answer. What should be its correct answer? Sir, core inflation is WPIC, whereas headline inflation is CPIC, right, sir? No, 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 Ramya. Headline inflation is CPIC, core inflation is CPIC, excluded of food articles and fuel. So when from CPIC, we exclude two groups, food items from primary articles and fuel, then left of the CPIC is known as core inflation. Clear? Rahul says D, Raghunath says D. Its correct answer is D. Well done. Fossil reserve may go up. Why? Because when more foreign fund, I am using dollar symbol to mean foreign fund. When they more inflow, RBI might start purchasing them. The forex reserve might go up. Rupee may appreciate, correct, because when more dollar flows and supply of rupee remains same, the rupee will start appreciating. The 1 and 2 are correct. A stabilized intervention from RBI will be rational policy action good. Why? Because if RBI start purchasing dollar, it will release rupee, that will inflate inflation. So RBI will start sucking rupee by selling government securities. This is known as stabilized intervention. Okay, at one hand, purchasing dollar, releasing rupee to purchase dollar, and the extra rupee which RBI supplies so that it doesn't increase inflation rate. Again, RBI buys it back by selling government securities in the market. Well done. This is one of the most difficult questions on monetary policy actions of RBI. Always remains in news. It was suggested by Urjit Patel Expert Committee in 2012, since when RBI is believed to conducting a stabilized intervention. Thank you. Coming to our last question. Navya, unfortunately, you went for a wrong choice. Question number 10, the last question of today's session. Select the correct statement related to external debt service ratio of the country. Country means India. This is the cost of servicing external debt shown in the ratio of the GDP for the year. It decreased during 22-23. Again, fact, survey. It depends on the outcome of foreign trade. Pick the correct choice. Yes, Rahul. Due to volatility, they are excluded in India. Actually, this is not an Indian term, core inflation. This is a Western term. Okay? So, they don't deduct fuel and food due to its volatility. Due to their certain supply, they are not worried about either food or energy. That is what they mean. So, for developed countries, it is manufactured products which make the difference in inflation. That is why they started measuring core inflation way back. What should be its correct answer? The last question, question number 10. I am waiting for your answer. Raghunath says B. Anybody else? Rahul, your turn. Rahul says D. Ramya says D. Sitadri says D. Three answers are D and only one is B, and unfortunately B is the correct answer. I knew you got confused in what is external debt service ratio. External debt service ratio is percentage of export income. Export income a country uses to service its external debt. That was 5% for 22-23, which was 5.2% for 21-22 as per the latest economic survey. It means it is quite confusing concept. External debt service ratio has nothing to deal with GDP. It deals with total profit of export earned by the country. So if outcome of foreign trade is more positive, it will fall. It decreased and it is nowhere connected to GDP. It is a bit confusing concept. Clear? That is why you all went wrong. Good luck. but most of you have done well. In the meanwhile, Ramya has asked me one thing to suggest. Ki sir, what to read for upcoming PT because PT is nearby, just few days, around 15 days. So now the problem is that ki I can't actually say you ki what to read and what to not read in a specific sense. But one thing I can suggest you कि have close eye, close eye on currents. This will deal with your concern. Clear? Because the real story is that you might have seen कि all questions which I am asking you in all, and few of them are those about which I think some questions might be asked on this area. So it is very difficult to say ki what to read and what not to read. Okay. So you should be careful about the current happenings. Have on close eyes on currents, be it economy, be it polity, be it science. Ramya, thank you. Our next session will be naturally taking place on coming Sunday.